Match 5 on the play, yes. This is a good hand. This is actually a very good hand. Delver, Daze, and then a bunch of cantrips. We will keep. Opponents on the mulligan. Where are they scrying to? Scrying to the bottom. Delver, leave up Daze. Classic. Put a stop in our upkeep in case we want to scour away whatever we're going to draw. Probably too early for that, but, well, make that decision when we get there. Against black A. Alright, let's see what we got. Yes, I would like to reveal that. Let's go ahead and mental note. I'd like to hit a land drop. Of course, we mill 2 lands. Wow. Oh, and I missed an attack. Who am I? Hope that doesn't cost me the game. Yeah, it might. I mean, I missed a chance to get in 6 free damage here. Play the other Delver. I can't believe I did that. This has been an exercise in what not to do. I could have had my opponent at 14 here. No worries, it's all part of my next level strat. It's a little stuck on lands, but that's alright. I hope I can daze this. Please let me daze this. I can absolutely daze that. So now there's no point having this stuff on my upkeep. Fortunately, I'm very lucky. But yeah, I definitely punted. I could have had my opponent at 8 life now. It's still a 2-turn clock. So they would have to actually deal with one of these Delvers, which, I mean, it's very possible. So they're a blue-black deck. The Echoing Decay here, I'm just dead. This doesn't look like an Echoing. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, not getting with the Delver that one turn, I really hope doesn't end up costing me the whole game. There's another Gurmag Angler. I think now we just play out our island and then we'll AK the end of my opponent's turn and just hope that we can get there. Yeah, because they'd be at 5 now. I mean, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. I need to stop beating myself up over it though. Hope this AK can get me a swamp. I mean, I already been a swamp and an Ash Barrens, which is unfortunate. Is this gonna be actual mystical teachings deck? It feels like it, doesn't it? Grim Harvest will be good in that case. They don't tend to run Accumulated Knowledge, probably running Think Twice. I wonder if they counter this. Looks like they are. Oh, they're Echoing Decaying my Delver. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, it's still 2 for 2 on the Delver. Do I Mental Note or do I Augur? I think I Mental Note because I really need to hit more stuff, like a land. There's a land. Now I really need a black source, but instead I'm running out Augur Bolus because I have nothing else to do. Oh, it's Forbidden Alchemy. Okay. This matchup again. So, not the most diverse content I've ever made. 2 against the same person playing the same combo deck, obviously, and then 2 blue-black alchemy. Bidding counterspell? That's interesting. As soon as I get a black source, though, this hand feels very live. I feel like Counterspell is one of their best ways to fight me, though. Oh, it's rat. It's like the Flicker Ratlock style deck. Okay, yeah. Then thoughts. Which card do I not want? Uh, hmm. The Grim Harvest seems fairly bad, so on my upkeep, I will just get rid of it with Thought Scour and hope that one of them is a land. Well, that's a land. That's a Gush. Kind of like gushing. I'm already going to have to discard, so I'm going to waste my mana, I guess. Because, yeah, I have one. See, I'll be drawing 2 cards off this AK. So that put me at 9, so I have to discard 2. So, yeah, I don't want to do that. I'll probably discard this Disfigure. Yeah, the Disfigure. I'm just so far away from being able to want to cast that. If my opponent plays another Rat's Echoing Decay, it's better. I'll block here in case they have Evankar's Justice. So next turn I can Angler with Counterspell backup, which is nice. What is this? Is this Evankar's Justice? Hole Drifter. It's like Evankar's Justice would be fun. So yeah, now they have the... Don't quite have the lock yet. Delver, sure. But we're delving a little differently. I guess it doesn't matter. Well, Grim Harvest actually does kind of matter. Next turn we can do the same thing. In a turn we can AK. I like our position. We have the Counterspell up. I think I know how I sideboard this match. There's another Chittering Rats, which is fine because I'm going to blow them both up. So yeah, let's just put let's put the Decay back on top. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Yeah, we'll take 2 here. AK. I think we attack with Gurmag Angler. And then if our opponent like double blocks, we blow them out with the Echoing Decay. Seems good. Seems good. I am going to have to play this island. No, it's actually probably better to just go ahead and play the other Gurmag Angler, now that I think about it. Huh. I wonder. Yeah, it's probably better to play the Delver, play the Angler, and then leave up the Counterspell for one more turn. Yeah, milling 2 counterspells is very weird to me. Yeah, waiting one more turn now that we have a more definitive clock in play, and then it makes it a lot harder for my opponent to block. And we also have the counterspell up in case they go for a flicker. Doomblading Delver I do not care about. And losing this I don't care about either, I've decided. The anglers are just much bigger threats. And this also makes it so maybe my opponent play no Chittering Rats, which would be really sweet. Doesn't really matter what I put back. One, two, three, four. My opponent has 6 mana available. So let's say they have 3 and the counterspell. 3 for the flicker, 2 for the counterspell. I mean, that's conceivable. They have 3 sources of blue mana, so yeah, they can definitely do it all. Not afraid of another Seagate Oracle. Yeah, then I'm going to bash 10 next turn. That's what's going to happen. Hopefully put my opponent in a spot where I get to kill their rats or kill their oracles or, you know, kill something and clear the way for these 2 anglers. I wonder what this is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Doing it. So yeah, the best move here is, I mean, I could, let's see, 5 mana. I have 6 spells, so yeah, I am going to end up wanting to play the Evolving Wilds. Yeah, let's just, let's attack and see what my opponent does. Huh. Huh. So yeah, definitely playing the Evolving Wilds. So now, like, the Ratlock plan isn't that good anymore, right? Like, they've already lost 3 of their rats. If this is an angler, I'm going to try and counter it. Yeah, time for plan B from my opponent. Having been 2 counter spells, I feel confident this will work. Yes, it did. And then we're going to fetch another swamp in a turn in case I need 2 black sources in one turn. Because I'm pretty covered on blue, and there could be a case where I draw that at like Agony Warp or something, and then I want to use it and play something else. All right, Unearth on a Chittering Rats is pretty sweet. So I'm going to put back this island, and then I'm going to fetch with this Evolving Wilds because I don't really need that island. Yeah, I should have thought about Unearth. But still, sweet 3 for 1 on that Echoing Decay. Cannot be denied. Cannot be denied. For it's a sick 3 for 1. It's a sick 3 for 1. Something like that. My opponent must be considering something. Okay, they're ghostly flickering again. I do want this auger, so I will go ahead and fetch. That's good to know my opponent has that. Seems a little desperate, though. Definitely, right? Like, Augur of Belos. Let's take this Ponder. Let's take this Agony Warp. And this guy. Let's take everything, yeah. Let's see. Put on top. Put on top. Put on top. Shuffle, no. Let's attack. With everything? Right? Yeah. Why not? They have to block. That makes them have to also block this Augur of Bolas. And then I can shrink something, kill something. So how do I do that? I guess let's shrink Drifter, kill Rat. Now my opponent's at 1. They cannot Rat lock me. Maybe better to actually kill Mole Drifter there. Just because I don't want them to be able to draw any more cards. But, I mean, if they have to spend a turn flickering the Mole Drifter and, like, the Radiant Fountain, they go to 4, and they draw 2 more cards. But I still think we have them here. It's like any combination of my creatures is lethal. Probably actually better to kill the Mole Drifter the more I think about it. Denies them card draw, makes it so that they cannot unearth the Mole Drifter. So it's probably better to actually kill Mole Drifter there. Oh, they don't have the mana to do it. Archaeomancer, Ghostly Flicker, not going to be good enough. Oh, Unearth, that is good enough. So yeah, actually should have killed the Mole Drifter. No, they had another Chittering Rats. It actually didn't matter. Because yeah, now they're going to unearth Rats. They're going to have another passel of blockers. I'm still going to attack with everything again because any combination of my creatures is lethal. So they have to block. Oh, getting back Seagate Oracle. Okay, that makes sense. But they still have to block with all 3 creatures. They're going to lose 2 of them, and then they're going to go to 1. And no, actually, I have the Ghastly Demise. I just win. Yeah, actually, I just win because I have Ghastly Demise, and I'm going to Ghastly Demise the Small Drifter. It doesn't really matter, I guess, the Demise. I'm just doing Mole Drifter because it's the only one that can actually maybe tag team and kill something. And now I don't think they can win unless they have a kill spell as well. So yeah, actually I would have won the game because they would have been at -1 life now because of the Delver. So big problem early on in the game, but hopefully we just win here and it doesn't actually matter. It doesn't look like we just win though, unfortunately. We do nuke our opponent's board, which is good. They go to 1, so yeah, we would have won if I had not forgotten to attack with the Delver very early on. But it looks like it might end up not mattering, which is good. You know, play poorly, get rewarded. That's my motto. Better lucky than good. So we're gonna have 2 matches. One match that's like pretty good. We're gonna have 2 matches that I just can't lose. Then we're gonna have 2 matches that are slogs where I make a bunch of misplays. So it's gonna be a pretty good content season or content day. All right, they pack it in, and we go to our first sideboard game where I will be bringing in Nile Spellbomb, certainly. Stormbound Geist doesn't seem bad. And I'll be taking out... Ugh, all my cards seem pretty good. Echoing Decay seems fine. Grim Harvest seems, well, maybe not that great. This does not seem like a very easy place to sideboard. I think I definitely want the Dispels. I don't want the Dazes. I think those are bad. I think the Dispels are strictly better at this juncture. Could shave. I don't know if I need 3 Stormbound Geists. They're so good. They don't block my opponent's ground creatures, so that's a problem. So I'll cut 1. Maybe 2, actually. I bet I just don't bring them in at all. Alright, I'm just not bringing them in at all, and I'm going to fight my opponent on the, a little bit more on the combo axis. I actually have not liked Grim Harvest very much in this deck. This hand's great. We'll keep. We're going to go turn 1, Nile Spellbomb. Brainstorm, excellent. Next turn, we can play the Evolving Wilds to find a swamp. And maybe Thought Scour ourselves. We could Brainstorm, but I don't really know what that accomplishes for us right now. So maybe, but we have the Ash Barrens as a backup. I mean, we don't need the Echoing Decay, I guess, so we'll just see what happens. We'll play the Evolving Wilds. And maybe we'll Brainstorm, and maybe we won't. Because I actually do like a good amount of these cards. But we're actually looking for a threat right now. So yeah, actually, let's go ahead and Brainstorm, see what we get. put back Echoing Decay and a Thought Scour, I think. Because I do like the Ghastly Demise. Get a Swamp. Pass the turn. I do want land, so I'm not going to cycle Ash Barrens or anything goofy like that in my upkeep. But I will be cycling it for an island, I believe. There's Seagate Oracle, which is why the Ghastly Demise is a little bit better right now, I think. Alternatively, we could just Augur next turn. If we draw a land, I think we just Augur. We draw Gurmag Angler, so I will be cycling this Ash Barrens for an island. I'm trying to think if I can turbo out an Angler this turn. Because if I play the island, then I Thought Scour, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it won't be quite enough, so I think right now we're just going to go ahead and Augur. Put the Dispel in our hand. Let's see, yeah, it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. I just don't think it would have been enough. This is fine. Because we're gonna draw the mental note and then mill anyway, so it's whatever. I'd like to hit a land off this mental note. A land into my hand. We bend an AK, that's not bad. I think let's mental note again. Another Angler, sure. Let's Angler. We don't want to exile the mental note, or the accumulated knowledge, excuse me. Now we'll just ship the old turn. Deck operates pretty well on only 3 mana. And I think this Angler is actually going to be very difficult for my opponent to remove. I think we saw a Chainer's Edict in their yard at one of these games, but with the Augur in play, you know, that's not easy. And I just think that they're going to have to expend some resources to get Angler off the table here. Stinkweed Imp? Well, that's a pretty good answer to Angler. I can't really attack into it. Stinkweed Imp, eh? Well, let's AK. This is what Disfigure Echoing Decay would be good against, now that I'm thinking about it. So no attacks, I guess. I got Thought Scour. It's not like I'm doing anything else with this mana right now. Agony Warp. Agony Warp will be good. I can Agony Warp and then pop it. Pop the Nile Spellbomb is what I'm trying to say. When did they discard this Duress? They didn't Duress me. So yeah, I can Agony Warp the Imp. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack. I'm going to Agony Warp the Imp so it doesn't deal combat damage. And then, yeah, I can leave it to spell to do that, and then I'm going to nuke it with the Nihil Spellbomb so that my opponent cannot dredge it. Because that'll be very annoying. And hopefully my opponent commits a little bit more to the graveyard this turn. And that way my plan is even better. They have a Relic. I don't think you want to be on Relic if you are on this deck. Just an opinion. Let's put back Agony Warp, so that's the card I don't want my opponent to somehow duress away from me. So yeah, let's go for it. And then I might have enough left over to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I might turbo out the other angler. So yeah, I won't be drawing a card off of this, but that's whatever. -3 on you. -3 on you. His toughness is bigger. I like doing this because I'm playing around Unearth now. Although I guess it doesn't matter because I'm planning on popping the Nihil Spellbomb. And that sets me up to do this. All right, I like the position I'm in. Actually, in retrospect, I probably should have used the Agony Warp to kill one of these because I have these 2 Ghastly Demises in my hand, but whatever. The Ghastly Demise can be used to kill Archaeomancers or other stuff, so it's not really, I don't think, a huge deal. I think it's still a very relevant spell in the matchup. Oh, well, the Ghastly Demise are also useless now, so let's Gush. I like Gush. I wish I had more islands, but it's really not that terrible because I can still leave up the Dispel. Yeah, I still have up the Dispel. The Ghastly Demise is obviously a lot worse with the Relic in play. But if my opponent tries to, make my angler small... If my opponent has an Agony Warp too here, I mean, this is just, good. So I don't care if my opponent has an Unearth. I'll Dispel. Echoing Decay, yeah. I'll Dispel that. Are they going to have to also commit a counterspell to this? They are indeed. They are indeed. This is a fine trade, in my opinion. Having to commit, do that and then also commit a counterspell is pretty good. Whew, I think I am playing this game a little bit better than I played my first alchemy matchup. Although that alchemy deck was not like this one where they are attempting to also have the Ratlock combo. It was more of a yeah. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have killed the rats instead of the other guy. Well, that's their own Gurmag Angler, so I really need this Delver to flip. Or I need to draw a brainstorm. I need to draw something to get rid of these Ghastly Demises, because now they're not very good. Brainstorm's to start. But I kind of don't want to cast it. I want to leave up Counterspell. So I'm actually not going to cast it quite yet. I need to protect my Delver, is really what it is. I think I'll just trade with this Angler if they attack me. They don't. Yeah, next turn I can Brainstorm and hold up Counterspell, so there's really no need to rush. No need to rush. My opponent has also not been exiling cards every turn. At this point, I think you kind of want to just pop the Relic. Chainers, sure. Let's get rid of the Augur. All right, I'm going to brainstorm and hope I find a way to get rid of these 2 Ghastly Demises. After I already played a land. Come on, Ash Barrens, Middle Note, Thought Scour. All those cards would be pretty sweet. Yeah, I think my opponent should have popped the Relic because now they can't, because now they have Chainer's Edict in their own yard. Or they absolutely could, I guess. I think that was a very interesting way to play that. So the good news is I'm probably flipping a Delver. Do I want to hold up Counterspell for 1 more turn? I think yes. There's no reason to not. Like, the Delver's going to flip. If it doesn't flip, it's going to flip. I have 2 Ghastly Demises on top. So next turn, I can Delver and Augur and leave up Counterspell, it looks like. So I'll have 4 islands. So that'll be pretty strong, although that means that doesn't guarantee my Delver flips. Yeah, Echoing Decay. I'm going to Counterspell that. It's probably worth it to play the Delver and the Augur because it commits more to my board and because I don't actually want those cards. Okay, well that's a problem. Maybe I should have let the Delver die, because now it's going to kill this. You get eaten by this Mole Drifter. Unless... Oh no, I'm drawing Ghastly Demise. What am I saying? Ghastly Demise actually was good. I have exactly 2 in my graveyard. Sweet. So actually, let me think. Let's do this in case we end up keeping that Ghastly Demise. Yep. Let's play out the Delver. Play the island. And attack. So yeah, actually Ghastly Demise is pretty good there. I thought it was going to be useless for the rest of the game, but ended up being worth it. Now my opponent has, a bevy of creatures to contend with and can still not profitably attack into my Gurmag Angler. Although I am also unable to attack into their Gurmag Angler, so the circle goes around and around and around. The Ghastly Demise can also be used defensively here if my opponent has another Echoing Decay. Ugh. They're going to Archaeomancer back the Echoing Decay. And I'm going to have to Echoing Decay one of my own Delvers. Is what's going to happen here. That was a pretty good draw for my opponent. That was pretty good. Because now I'm going to have to 2-for-1 myself in order to keep my damage output. And I think that's worth it. Oh. Oh, this is fine then. I'll get rid of the Augur, because I would like to get in with the Delver. Yeah, I'll get rid of the Augur. And now maybe my opponent's allowed me a chance to get it in an extra hit. Come on, Delver. Yes! That's actually like perfect. Perfect draw. Counterspell so I don't have to jankily kill my own Delver. That's actually not a move I like. I think people see me taking that line quite often. But I don't actually like it. I just do it because I have to sometimes, not because I actually want to do it. Okay, I have a Ghastly Demise for that, so I don't care. Draw as many cards as you want. Maybe the Demise in response would have been appropriate. Well, actually, if they counter it, then I just counter back, and then it doesn't matter. So actually, both those Ghastly Demises ended up working out for me. That's pretty crazy, actually. I did not expect that to happen. And now it looks like we're going to win. Awesome. So we ended up going 4-1 Blue-Black Delver, despite my heinous number of misplays. Thank you all so much for watching. A special shout out again to Jake. Thanks so much for the sidebar icon. I hope everyone enjoys the videos, and I'll see everyone next week for another episode of The Adrian Show.